Find my song, y'all. It is crazy out in these streets, y'all. But we need to get my ish, y'all. This is my hype up song. Even though it's a little love song, but you know, I be singing it to my baby. Come on, play. I like to play when times is getting crazy. I mean, this world is going waka flocka flame. Y'all, just now, breaking news, Jimmy Kimmel has been fired from ABC television station. The reason why is because he made a simple joke about Chris Kirk's girlfriend, I think it was. Something in reference to Charlie Kirk. He got fired. Y'all, this is getting real. People are losing jobs. It is getting crazy. I'm telling you, it's getting crazy out here. You cannot, from what we see, state your opinion or how you feel about anything. I guess everybody's gonna have to be walking around with tape on their mouth. I don't know, but y'all, this is crazy, you guys. Let me pause this. Let me oh, this is my other song. Hold on real quick, you guys. Hold on real quick. I'll play that going out the building. But y'all, happy Wednesday, y'all. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I do want to say this. The thing with Charlie Kirk, I don't believe in anybody celebrating nobody's death. First and foremost, we love everybody here at the lounge, no matter what your sexuality is, no matter what your race, your religion. We love everybody, right? Y'all, these people are silencing other people's First Amendment right. Like, you have the right to say what you want to say, you know? And Charlie, he said what he wanted to say. And, you know, sad to say, you know, he paid for it with his life. But these people are going, and some of them are doing, you know, a little bit too much, as we always know and always can see. But some people are doing a little bit too much. But y'all, people are getting canceled. People are losing their jobs. And y'all, it's a whole like conspiracy theory. This situation, this lady that we're gonna watch, we're gonna do a reaction to all of this. But this lady, she cussed. She didn't curse. I mean, she was going waka flocka flame and saying that these text messages from Tyler Robinson's the girlfriend was fake, and she was dropping the F-bomb and all kind of stuff. But we gonna listen to her tell her story and how she feels about all of this stuff. It is getting wild. But y'all, first we're gonna go ahead and get started with Jimmy Kimmel, because this is breaking news. It literally. Hey, Ember, how are you? This literally just broke. This is breaking news, you guys. Jimmy Kimmel has been fired from ABC because of something that he said in reference to Charlie Kirk's killer. But y'all, we are gonna get into it. Happy Wednesday. Y'all, this is crazy. And like I said, I don't condone no kind of, you know, treating nobody bad just because they're gay. They're white, black, purple, yellow, green, orange. My family is mixed with everything. I don't condone that at all. So y'all know here at the lounge, we love everybody, but at the same time, we keeps it real. You know, whether, you know, we always can agree to disagree, respectfully so. Just because I like spaghetti and you don't, doesn't mean that, you know, I'm right or the other person's wrong. It's just, it is what it is. But y'all, let's go ahead and get into this, because this is breaking news, y'all. This is crazy. Hold on real quick. Let me wipe my screen. Hold on, you guys, because my screen is like really, hold on, you guys. My screen is really, okay, it's really dirty. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into it, because I didn't listen to it. All I knew was breaking news, and I hurried up and hopped on the live. So we're going to listen to this together. I have not listened to it. So let's go ahead and let's learn. They're going to learn. Yeah. So let's go ahead and get this done together, because I haven't listened to this and I don't know the full story, because it just hit the airways. So let's go ahead and listen to see what happened to Jimmy Kimmel.
Disney and the ABC network are taking Jimmy Kimmel Live off the air indefinitely. This follows a controversy over comments
smash the like button
made Monday night about Charlie Kirk's suspected killer and the MAGA movement and their reaction to the assassination. Let's get straight to CNN's chief media affairs correspondent, Brian Stelter. Brian, what is going on?
That's right. This is fast developing this afternoon, Jake, amid pressure from the Trump-aligned FCC. And in the past few minutes, ABC confirmed to CNN the Kimmel show will be off the air, quote, indefinitely. We have not yet heard from Kimmel or his representatives. That's how quickly this has been developing. But let's back up and look at what Kimmel actually said on the program that has caused controversy. This is from...
And y'all, this just happened. So this is literally, I mean, maybe 15, 20 minutes in the hitting the airways. This is breaking news, you guys. So let's listen and see what exactly happened.
Monday night, in his Monday evening monologue, Kimmel suggested that the alleged killer of Charlie Kirk might have been a pro-Trump Republican. He said, quote, the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it. He said in between the finger pointing, there was grieving. Kimmel was expressing what we've heard some other liberals say in recent days, that the motives are unclear and that maybe the suspect in this case was a Republican or was some sort of far-right fringe figure. Of course, there has been a lot of discussion about that in recent days. There's a lot of evidence pointing in other directions about the suspect. But Kimmel was on the air talking about this, making a very serious commentary amid his jokes in his monologue Monday night. Here's where it became interesting earlier today. The FCC chairman, Brendan Carr...
Y'all, if y'all listen to Jimmy Kimmel, put a 1 or no, just say yes or no. Put a yes or put a no. Hey, Lord, welcome in. Put a yes or put a no if you guys ever listen to Jimmy Kimmel. I've never really listened to him. So, you know, I don't know, you know, they say he's a comedian. I don't know much about him, but this is breaking news. But let's continue.
And on a far-right webcast and condemned Kimmel and urged ABC to suspend him. He also talked about possible regulatory punishments of Disney because there are lots of different stations that have licenses with the FCC. Within the past hour, we've heard from a big owner of stations that have affiliations with ABC, a company called Nexstar, saying that they were going to suspend Kimmel's show on their station. So in other words, about 24 stations were refusing to air Kimmel's show tonight as a result of this controversy. And then following word that some of those stations were basically revolting against Kimmel, Disney, the parent company of ABC, decided to yank the show entirely. So that's all we know at the moment. We know that Kimmel will not be on the air tonight or for the foreseeable future because the network says the show has been yanked off the air indefinitely.
Brian, just to take one issue, your interpretation of what Kimmel said, I think, is the one that Brendan Carr had and the one
Hey, Bougie
that
Barbie.
the individuals at Nexstar have. But what he said specifically was, quote, the MAGA gang is desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it. That can be read in several ways. That could be heard in several ways. It could also be it could also be argued. He's saying that what the MAGA gang is doing is just trying to make sure that they don't have any ownership of it, not necessarily that this killer, this horrible person, was part of them. I mean,
I think you're making a very important point.
Yeah,
You're making a very important point. And let's take it a little bit step further. This was all on Monday night. Nobody seemed to notice this yesterday, Jake. This all erupted in the past few hours when the Trump-aligned FCC chairman decided to point at it. Now, I've heard from him in the past few minutes, Brendan Carr, thanking Nexstar for doing the right thing by yanking the show. He has not yet commented on ABC yanking the show altogether across the entire country. But let's remember that when Stephen Colbert's show was canceled over the summer, what did President Trump say? He said, next up will be an even less talented Jimmy Kimmel. It is clear that allies have been trying to...
Wait a minute. Did y'all just hear what him said? Wow. Hold up. I turned the camera. Did y'all just hear what he said? He said, Trump, if I heard him right, Trump said that Jimmy Kimmel was going to be next on the chopping block. You is fired. This is what he's saying. Y'all, let's wrap that back. Just a teeny bit and see. Make sure my ears heard right. Let's listen back to that again. Oh my goodness. Wow.
He said, next up will be an even less talented Jimmy Kimmel. It is clear that pro-Trump allies have been trying...
Wow. So they've been trying to get old Jimmy Kimmel on up out there. Wow. But y'all, hold on. Do you guys know what the beef may be between Jimmy Kimmel and Trump? I mean, I don't know. I don't watch TV like that, you guys. I don't watch TV like that, so I don't know about Jimmy Kimmel. I just know that he is a comedian. Y'all know my baby, he's a comedian. Jamil Peterson, Mr. I Am Comedy, he's a comedian here on YouTube. But I don't watch like I've never probably I don't think I've ever watched him. If I have, maybe in passing, but not to sit down and actually watch him. But do y'all know if there is any beef or anything? I don't know. I don't know. But y'all, let's continue. Let's continue. Hold on.
That target ABC over Kimmel for several weeks now, and tonight they prevailed.
Yeah, Brian Stelter, thanks so much for that breaking news. Let's go right to the panel. And let me first start by showing, I wondered what was going on earlier today when I saw this pop up on Twitter. This is the FCC chairman, Brendan Carr, on a far-right podcast talking about...
Okay, wait a minute. Bougie Barbie says Jimmy Kimmel has been roasting Trump for years. Oh, wow. Watch a few of his clips about Trump and you will see. Oh, wow. See, I didn't know that, y'all. I did not know. I did not know that because I don't watch TV like that. So I did not know that. But y'all, let's continue. Oh, my goodness, y'all. Smash the like button, y'all. We got over 400 people in the building. Smash the like button, y'all. This is unbelievable.
About what Kimmel's comments were. Let's roll that tape. To start a podcast forever, son.
Hold on, y'all. Let's wait for this commercial. Oh my good. So they've been kind of going back and forth from what I understand. Is that correct? Did I understand that correct? Yes or no? Okay, so they've been kind of rattle battling back and forth for a hot minute, I guess. But y'all, let's continue and let's listen and see what these people got to say.
Jimmy Kimmel, it appears to be some of the sickest conduct possible. Obviously, look, there's calls for Kimmel to be fired. I think, you could certainly see a path forward for suspension over this. And again, the FCC is going to have remedies that we could look at.
Joe, are you comfortable with the FCC playing this role?
I don't think this is a legal issue. I don't think this can be pointed to the FCC or the Trump administration and say, well, this is about them going after Kimmel because of what he said. Personally, I think it's more of a cultural issue. And I got to tell you, look, I'm about as moderate a Republican as you're going to get. I'm from New York. I have not been comfortable watching late night television 15 years because when you have conservative leanings and you're constantly mocked and you constantly feel like you're doing something wrong, you shut it off. You don't watch it anymore. And then what happens is it's circular. If the host doesn't have that audience, the host doesn't worry about keeping an audience like that. It goes in circles, and at some point, you get things like this where you say things, and that wasn't the full quote. The further quote was that he mocked President Trump for flying the flags at half-staff in remembrance of Charlie Kirk, and said it's like...
Oh, okay. So he was feeling some type of way, or at least, like he said, mocking Trump for flying the flags half-staff for Charlie Kirk passing away. Wow, y'all, smash the like button. Get the likes up. Beamon says, please be careful. Yes, we all have to be careful because this situation, y'all, this is getting crazier and crazier. Y'all, smash the like button. Let's get the likes up, y'all. Let's get the likes up. Let's go ahead and finish listening to what him have to say. What him got to say, y'all.
Grieving of a 4-year-old. As a 4-year-old grieves for a goldfish.
No,
that was the full quote there.
Well, the full quote was, I think he ran the clip of a reporter asking President Trump how he was doing with the death of Charlie Kirk. And President Trump said, I think I'm doing okay. And then he proceeded to talk about the ballroom that was being built on the White House grounds. I think that was the full context. Again, I didn't say any of this. I'm just trying to present as accurate a picture of what did happen. Ellie, this is the FCC commissioner.
Right.
I don't think we have seen an FCC commissioner this aggressive in our lifetimes. What do you think of it all?
So, to the point of whether there's a legal element here, I think Joe's right. Like, the First Amendment says Congress shall make no law, which means you can only enforce the First Amendment against the government. So, can Jimmy Kimmel sue? No, he can't. He can't sue ABC for making a decision to remove him. That's a private entity. But what Donald Trump is doing repeatedly is he's expanding his executive power in two ways. One, I would say, is precedented. That's the traditional stuff. I have more authority to hire and fire executive branch officials. I don't have to respond to Congress, that kind of thing. He's fighting that out in the court. We've seen that before. What's unprecedented, however, is the way Donald Trump is using official power from the FCC on to go after universities, law firms, and media companies that he disagrees with on policy or on politics. That is new. We've not seen that from any president before.
This is actually cancel culture. I mean, that's what this is. The chairman of the Federal Communications Commission, Brent Carr, added on Benny Johnson's podcast that the broadcasters, including ABC, have a license granted by us at the FCC, and that comes with it an obligation to operate in the public interest. Elsewhere in the interview, Carr attacked Kimmel as talentless and suggested the late-night comedian's comments displayed some sort of, quote, desperate irrelevance. Is that what we want the FCC chairman to be doing?
It's a very slippery slope, and there's a pattern. We keep talking about it like it's not happening, and it just keeps happening over and over and over again with folks he disagrees with. I'm a Democrat. I'll say what happened to Charlie Kirk is disgusting. We should have a court that if he did it, he should be prosecuted to every extent of the law. We shouldn't have to say that. That's just common sense. But we also should say the First Amendment matters to everybody, whether they agree or they disagree. And I just think that what we're going through right now is unprecedented. It's unseemly. And I think that it's really getting out of hand because it's just happening more and more and more with folks who disagree.
We should
Now, y'all,
the clip.
I have a question for everybody in the building. Smash the like button, y'all. We got almost 900 people in the building, y'all. Let's smash the like button. I have a question. What do you guys think about, do y'all think there's going to be more people like, kind of famous people who like, are like Jimmy Kimmel? Do y'all think there's going to be more people who get fired from like, from like ABC, NBC, CNN, Fox? There has been a few that I've seen lately. Matter of fact, earlier today, I heard of some lady getting fired from I don't know if it was a news station, but do y'all think it's going to be like a lot more as this goes on? Y'all, we got over 1,000 people in the building. Smash the like button, y'all. We got over 1,000 people in the building. Thank you guys for stopping in. Y'all, this is breaking news. Jimmy Kimmel has been fired from ABC. Y'all know everything is kind of like, kind of been like, in an uproar between the left and the right. People, saying and expressing their feelings. It's like really, really going crazy. People are losing their jobs, you guys. But y'all, let's continue to listen, y'all. Let's go ahead and continue to listen to see what else they have to say.
Jimmy Kimmel said Monday night, obviously this is not the entire 8 or 9 minute monologue. This is just one clip of it, but this is what he said.
Hold on, you guys. Let's skip that commercial. Let me skip this commercial. Let's get back.
We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it.
Now, the way that Fox covered what he just said there was Kimmel suggests Kirk assassin was one of the MAGA gang, despite reports of leftist leanings. I don't know that I think that is an accurate description, but they have the First Amendment to write what they want to write.
The job of the FCC is not to regulate and police content. It's not, do we like this? Does this make us comfortable or uncomfortable? I don't like anything about what Jimmy Kimmel said, frankly. I agree with Joe. I find his comments reprehensible, but it's not the FCC's job to say, do we like this or do we not? And the FCC, of course, is a government actor. And
Yo, we got over 1,700 people in the building. Smash the like button, y'all. This situation is getting crazier and crazier as the time goes on. Y'all, just be careful out there on, how you say things, because as we see, people are losing their jobs, losing their livelihoods over this whole situation. But y'all, smash the like button. Welcome in. Happy Wednesday, you guys. Let's continue to listen to see what else they have to say.
Thinking sort of off the top of my head here, but if ABC wanted to fight this, clearly they don't because they've made the decision to dispatch or suspend Jimmy Kimmel. If they wanted to fight this, they might have a basis to go into court the same way that law firms have gone into court, and Harvard, among other universities, have gone into court and said, this is an overextension of government power, of executive power. This violates the First Amendment. And again, they can bring that because the FCC is a government actor, but Jimmy Kimmel cannot do anything against ABC because it's private.
One other thing that the FCC commissioner Brendan Carr did in that interview with Benny Johnson, who, by the way, has said plenty of things that a lot of people find objectionable, is he suggesting.
Wait, Bronze says as long as they clown black folks and others on TV shows is cool. Yes, that's why I'm saying these people, Charlie Kirk, he said what he wanted to say. I've heard him say some very harsh things about black women, about black airplane pilots. And maybe that's his opinion, and everybody's entitled to their opinion. But then some people are saying that Trump is treating Charlie Kirk as if he was like a politician, which they're saying that he's not a politician. They were saying that he's just a social media influencer. But y'all, let's continue listening.
Actually the exact course of action that happened. He said what could happen is local affiliates could complain to ABC about the content, and then those local affiliates could say they're going to refuse to air Jimmy Kimmel Live. And that's actually what happened. Nexstar, which owns a bunch of ABC, they were the first ones to say in a statement, and Variety broke this news, we're going to preempt the show. Is there any coming back from this, do you think?
Well, I don't think ABC is canceling him because they're afraid of the FCC. I think they're afraid that they're going to lose whatever audience he has left because that's such an offensive thing he said. There's so much media alternatives at this point. So I think the FCC's, the range of authority they have is less and less because there's so many other outlets to reach out to. So if Kimmel wants to reappear somewhere else, he will. I think the point is, though, that, again, when you alienate a part of the population who at some point just stops watching, then you have no incentive to keep whatever left of that audience as there is. And then, it just kind of goes down the drain.
Wow. 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 I'm gonna let me go wrap it back. Y'all, this situation is not being taken lightly or politely. Like I said, I don't believe that anybody should celebrate anybody's death, but if they do, they do whatever they want to do. I don't condone it. I don't condone treating anybody different than somebody probably comes up to them like screaming and yelling. Okay, scream and yell back. That's not the right thing to do, but you got to defend yourself. However, I don't believe in somebody just shouting and being disrespectful to people or saying like really harsh things. But everybody's entitled to their opinion. Now these people are reacting to this situation, and they are being, their jobs, their livelihood being taken away from them. Bougie Barbie says, "Yikes! Did you just take my picture? Did it scare you?" Oh no, Bougie Barbie, I took a picture. She said, "Do take a picture?" No, I did a screenshot. Because I like to take a screenshot if I need to remember something, because sometimes y'all be dropping some gems in the chat, so I have to go look at this because there's a lot of stuff going on. But let me go back and hold on just a second, you guys. Let me go back and let's go play that again, because y'all, this is crazy. This is, I'm telling you this. Hold on, let me put this on. This situation, like I said, is so crazy, and it's like you have to tread lightly. It's like people have to skate on thin ice. But why do people have to, skate on thin ice when, other people are having the chance to speak and say what they want to say? I don't think it's right. I don't think it's fair. But it's like people have to, we have to be careful what we say. We should have, freedom of speech. We should be able to talk and say how we feel. Now, when you start putting hands, feet, and, doing stuff that is hurting and harming other people, I don't believe in that either. But if you don't like I said, using spaghetti as an example, somebody serving spaghetti, just because one person likes it and the other one doesn't mean that either one is bad. Everybody has a right to feel how they feel. But y'all, let's continue to play this, because this is like a hot and popping topic, and it's like affecting a lot of people. The HBCUs have been affected when this happened. They were shutting the HBCUs down. It's been a lot going on, y'all. A lot. Now today there was breaking news with the text messages, and people are saying that these text messages are like, absolutely not. Get somebody else to do it. They don't believe that this text messages from Tyler Robinson and his girlfriend, the transgender girlfriend, are like real. They're saying that it's like a setup, it's not real. People are saying, I mean, it did sound so very suspicious to me too. But even Candace, which is Charlie's like BFF, she was even saying, she just went live a few hours ago, and she said that these text messages are very, very suspicious. But y'all, we're gonna get into that. But let's listen to this about Jimmy Kimmel one more again, and then we're gonna jump over to the text messaging, because everybody is like, that is very suspicious. But why should we, as the person, whoever, if you're on the left or if you're on the right, if you're independent, whatever you call it, if you want to say something, as long as you're not putting no hands and feet and making no threats to anybody, why shouldn't we have the right to say what we want to say and express how we, how we feel about certain things? I mean, let's be for real. Let's be honest. That's what Charlie Clark did. He expressed and he spoke on how he felt. But people didn't like it. Some people did. But let's continue to listen to this, because people are losing jobs, livelihood, and all kind of stuff. Smash the like button, y'all. Let's get some likes up. Let's take a second. Everybody hit the like button. You can go up to the top right here on your screen. Hit those 3 buttons and then hit the like button, you guys. So rest in peace to Charlie, because like I said, I don't believe and condone no kind of violence at all. We love everybody here at the lounge. Sometimes we don't agree all on one thing, and that's okay. We just, as long as you agree to disagree respectfully, so okay, everybody is cool. But at the same time, everybody should have, the right to say what they want to say. And as long as it's not, threatening nobody, not trying to harm anybody, everybody should have a right to say what they want to say. But y'all, let's get the likes up and let's go ahead and continue.
And the ABC network are taking Jimmy Kimmel Live off the air indefinitely. This follows a controversy over comments the late night comedian made Monday night about Charlie Kirk's suspected killer and the MAGA movement and their reaction to the assassination. Let's get straight to CNN's chief media affairs correspondent, Brian Stelter. Brian, what is going on?
That's right. This is fast developing this afternoon, Jake, amid pressure from the Trump-aligned FCC. And in the past few minutes, ABC confirmed to CNN the Kimmel show will be off the air, quote, indefinitely. We have not yet heard from Kimmel or his representatives. That's how quickly this has been developing. But let's back up and look at what Kimmel actually said on the program that has caused controversy. This is from Monday night in his Monday evening monologue. Kimmel suggested that the alleged killer of Charlie Kirk might have been a pro-Trump Republican. He said, quote, the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it. He said in between the finger pointing, there was grieving. Kimmel was expressing what we've heard some other liberals say in recent.
Oh, wow. Bougie Barbie said, let me see. Bougie Barbie said he'll be back. Kimmel isn't a small fish. Oh, wow. Okay, so he's okay. So he's up there, Bougie Barbie. Okay. Wow. MF says, let me see. MF says, let me see. Freedom of speech. LMFAO. He wasn't arrested. He wasn't arrested. He got fired. Okay. But y'all, let's continue listening, y'all. Smash the like button. Happy Wednesday, y'all. I hope y'all having a wonderful evening in the midst of all this like craziness. But y'all, let's continue.
Days that the motives are unclear and that maybe the suspect in this case was a Republican or was some sort of far-right fringe figure. Of course, there has been a lot of discussion about that in recent days. There's a lot of evidence pointing in other directions about the suspect. But Kimmel was on the air talking...
Oh, see, Hunter... Okay, Hunter said, TBH, what Kimmel said wasn't that bad. It was still disgusting, but not as gross as what others have said on this subject. Well, that's true. That's absolutely true, because I mean, y'all, I didn't seen one person said and another one bites the dust, and it was a little bit, tough. When people say that, that's like a really, really demeaning phrase when they say that. So that's, that was disgusting that the person said that. But I've seen, yes, some very disgusting, horrible things, but people have a right to, express the way they feel. Whether it's, as long as it's, like I said, as long as it's not a threat, people have the right to say what they want to say. I mean, Charlie Kirk, he said what he wanted to say, and people didn't, agree with him. Some, like I said, some did. But why is it, that even though he got, he passed away, got, shot, killed, people are saying all kind of things, shot, killed, murdered, they're saying that assassinated, however you guys foresee it, he lost his life. But at the same time, if people are saying and, kind of expressing themselves, how is it, your employer going on your, social media, finding you, and then next thing you know, you're without a job because you said X, Y, and Z? That's kind of crazy. But y'all, let's continue.
About this, making a very serious commentary amid his jokes in his monologue Monday night. Here's where it became interesting earlier today. The FCC chairman, Brendan Carr, went on a far-right webcast and condemned Kimmel and urged ABC to suspend him. He also talked about possible regulatory punishments of Disney because there are lots of different stations that have licenses with the FCC. Within the past hour, we've heard from a big owner of stations that have affiliations with ABC, a company called Nexstar, saying that they were going to suspend Kimmel's show on their station. So in other words, about 24 stations were refusing to air Kimmel's show tonight as a result of this controversy. And then, following word that some of those stations were basically revolting against Kimmel, Disney, the parent company of ABC, decided to yank the show entirely. So that's all we know at the moment. We know that Kimmel will not be on the air tonight or for...
I mean, what do you guys think? Somebody said however you guys foresee it. Yes, people are saying, Mark, people are saying killed, murdered, assassinated. What do y'all think that this... it's sad that he lost his life. Let's just start there. It's a sad thing. Nobody deserves to, be killed, murdered, assassinated. But what do y'all say? Because some people are saying, no, it wasn't assassination. You have to be a political figure. No, it wasn't this. No, it wasn't that. What do y'all think that, what do y'all see it as? Him being murdered, him being killed? Or, what do y'all see it as? Because people are saying, no, it wasn't assassination. No, it wasn't a murder. Oh, no, they didn't kill him. No, it's like kind of like going back and forth. So I don't know. Jessica said the statement is towards the killer, not Charlie Kirk. Okay, Sarah says executed. Okay. Hey Tori, how are you? Yeah, it's just getting crazy. It's getting crazy, y'all. It's really, y'all, let's just be for real, let's be honest. 2025, y'all, it has been super, super duper, really, really crazy. Ever since day one in 2025, it's just been crazy, like on a downhill spiral. Plane accidents, crashes, all kind of stuff. But y'all, let's continue listening.
The foreseeable future, because the network says the show has been yanked off the air indefinitely.
Brian, just to take one issue, your interpretation of what Kimmel said, I think, is the one that Brendan Carr had and the one that the individuals at Nexstar have. But what he said specifically was, quote, the MAGA gang is desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it. That can be read in several ways.
Bougie Barbie said, and the people in the audience didn't deserve to witness something like that either. Peace to everybody. We all need to cool down and reset. Yes. And let me say this too, because to kind of piggyback off what you said, Bougie Barbie, because it's sad that this happened, right? It's very, very sad that this happened. But at the same time, I do want to say, because it was a crowd of 2,000 or 3,000 students in there, and nobody deserves to get, shot, killed, however you guys say it. But it's a good thing that nobody else did. Not saying that he deserved it. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it could have been like more shots fired. It could have been like a more of a tragic situation, because like some of the school shootings, they like were shooting, like it'll be a whole bunch of people, like a whole bunch of casualties, a whole bunch of people getting hurt. And I'm not saying nobody deserves to get hurt, but I'm just glad that, nobody else got hurt. It's sad that he passed away and lost his life. But, somebody could have got up. Somebody could have been probably giving him a hug, a handshake, something. and it could have hit somebody else. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, no, he didn't deserve to, go out like he did, get killed, murder, however you want to say it. But it's a good thing that it wasn't like more people who got injured and hurt from the situation. And it's sad that these people seen this happen in front of their eyes. I mean, that's a traumatizing situation. Some of those students and kids probably gonna have to need like go to therapy. So I haven't heard anybody talk about that. To see somebody in front of your eyes while you're just at a place and see them to be done like this, that is traumatizing. I mean, some of those people are going to need like therapy to be dealing with that situation right be in front of your eyes. That's very sad and very, very traumatizing. But y'all, let's continue to listen and see what else they have to say.
That could be heard in several ways. It could also be it could also be argued. He's saying that what the MAGA gang is doing is just trying to make sure that they don't have any ownership of it, not necessarily that this killer, this horrible person, was part of them. I mean,
I think you're making a very important point.
Yeah,
you're making a very important point. And let's take it a little bit step further.
Hey,
this
sister.
was all on Monday night. Nobody seemed to notice this yesterday, Jake. This all erupted in the past 2 hours when the Trump-aligned FCC chairman decided to point at it. Now, I've heard from him in the past few minutes, Brendan Carr, thanking Nexstar for doing the right thing by yanking the show. He has not yet commented on ABC yanking the show altogether across the entire country. But let's remember that when Stephen Colbert's show was canceled over the summer, what did President Trump say? He said, next up will be an even less talented Jimmy Kimmel. It is clear that pro-Trump allies have been trying to target ABC over Kimmel for several weeks now, and tonight they prevailed.
Yeah, Brian Stelter, thanks so much for that break.
Yeah, that is right. You are absolutely right. Braun said, how sad so many kids witnessing mass shootings in schools. Yes, that's another situation. Like, this situation, I feel like a lot of people are like, because remember, there was just a school shooting like last week. Y'all remember? It was I think it was a transgender guy. He went in and shot up a school. So like, it's just like so much going on, you guys. I mean, this is crazy. This is really, really sad. The kids at the school. Then there was more. I think yesterday there was 2 more shootings. Then there was a student that was I believe hung in a tree at was it Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, one of those states. Y'all, there's a lot going on, you guys. It's a lot. Hey, Tammy, how are you? Welcome in. Happy Wednesday. Y'all, this is crazy. This is crazy. But y'all, let's continue to listen and see what else happened to Jimmy Kimmel. We're just doing a replay on this before we go on to the other videos. Hey, All-In, how are you? Welcome.
Breaking news. Let's go right to the panel. And let me first start by showing, I wondered what was going on earlier today when I saw this pop up on Twitter. This is the FCC chairman, Brendan Carr, on a far-right podcast talking about what Kimmel's comments were. Let's roll that tape.
When you look at the conduct that has taken place by Jimmy Kimmel, it appears to be some of the sickest conduct possible. Obviously, there's calls for Kimmel to be fired. I think, you could certainly see a path forward for suspension over this. And again, the FCC is going to have remedies that we could look at.
Joe, are you comfortable with the FCC playing this role?
I don't think this is a legal issue.
Hey, hold on. Somebody said something. Hold on real quick. Let me see. Hold on. I think it was it Jessica? Oh, Jessica. Yeah, Jessica said, hey, Bougie Barbie. Hey, I miss my Umar peeps. How are you? And we is still here because we not taking our foot off Umar's neck either now. Y'all know Finesse 3 times. We ain't forgot about him. We gonna get back into the business with him too. But I did a couple of videos today on Umar as well. But y'all, let's continue to listen.
I don't think this can be pointed to the FCC or the Trump administration and say, well, this is about them going after Kimmel because of what he said. Personally, I think it's more of a cultural issue. And I got to tell you, look, I'm about as moderate a Republican as you're going to get. I'm from New York. I have not been comfortable watching late night television for 15 years because when you have conservative leanings and you're constantly mocked and you constantly feel like you're doing something wrong, you shut it off. You don't watch it anymore. And then what happens is it's circular. If the host doesn't have that audience, the host doesn't worry about keeping an audience like that. It goes in circles, and at some point, you get things like this where you say things, and that wasn't the full quote. The further quote was that he mocked President Trump for flying the flags at half-staff in remembrance of Charlie Kirk, and said it's like grieving of a 4-year-old as a
Oh wow. So this is what he said. He said that Jimmy Kimmel said what him said. He said that it was like grieving a what he said, 4-year-old flying the flags half staff. So I guess he was saying these things and it resorted to, you know, him being fired from ABC. But let's continue.
The 4-year-old grieves for a goldfish.
No,
That was the full quote there.
Well, the full quote was, I think he ran the clip of a reporter.
Oh, there go my baby. There goes my baby. Ooh, ah. My baby says salute, beautiful. Cancel culture and a full effect is in full effect. I think you meant to say, baby. Thank you for the super chat, my baby Jamil. That sent me a super chat. Thank you, baby. I thought you was live, my honey bunny. But y'all, we is going to continue. It's getting crazy, baby. Jamil Peterson, Mr. I Am Comedy is my baby. Y'all follow him on YouTube. He's a whole comedian and he is hilarious. Follow my baby here on YouTube, you guys. Mr. Jamil Peterson, Mr. I Am Comedy. But y'all, let's continue to get into this, listen to the rest of this video.
Asking President Trump how he was doing with the death of Charlie Kirk. And President Trump said, I think I'm doing okay. And then he proceeded to talk about the ballroom that was being built on the White House grounds. I think that was the full context. Now,
I do have a question for you guys. Because, you know, I feel how I feel. Y'all feel how y'all feel. Which is, you know, we all entitled to our own opinion. We're entitled to how we feel. Do y'all think that the flags should have been flown half-staff for him? I mean, do y'all think that they should fly the flag normally when somebody passes away? That's kind of like the protocol. Whenever somebody passes away, the flags are flown half-staff. So I think that every time somebody passes away, especially with the mass shootings, they should be flown at half-staff, like the school shootings. There's like, you know, other incidents and situations like when the plane crashed, there people passed away with that. So it's like almost every day the flag will be half-staff because so much stuff has been happening on a daily. But y'all, let's continue listening.
I didn't say any of this. I'm just trying to present as accurate a picture of what did happen. Ellie, this is the FCC commissioner.
Right.
I don't think we have seen an FCC commissioner this aggressive in our lifetimes. What do you think of it all?
So, to the point of whether there's a legal element here, I think Joe's right. Like the First Amendment says Congress shall make no law, which means you can only enforce the First Amendment against the government. So, can Jimmy Kimmel sue? No, he can't sue ABC for making a decision to remove him. That's a private entity. But what Donald Trump is doing repeatedly is he's expanding his executive power in two ways. One,
I mean, y'all, let's just kind of, I don't know, you guys, and I don't know how this will work with employers. I have no idea. But y'all, do y'all think, I mean, they say they say he won't be able to sue, but just because he said something which was like his opinion, do y'all think that he should have been fired for that? It was a little rough. I'm not going to lie. What he said was, you know, a little rough on the, you know, rough around the edges. But do y'all think it constituted him to be fired, or could they have talked to him, maybe taken that show off and deleted it? I mean, I don't know. Y'all tell me. I don't know. But y'all, let's continue.
say is precedented. That's the traditional stuff. I have more authority to hire and fire executive branch officials. I don't have to respond to Congress, that kind of thing. He's fighting that out in the court. We've seen that before. What's unprecedented, however, is the way Donald Trump is using official power from the FCC on to go after universities, law firms, and media companies that he disagrees with on policy or on politics. That is new. We've not seen.
Hey, baby, can you come to the studio, please, sir? Can you come to the studio for a quick hot second, please? But y'all, let's continue. I'm sorry.
That from any president before.
This is actually cancel culture. I mean, that's what this is. The chairman of the Fed, Federal Communications Commission, Brent Carr, added on Benny Johnson's podcast that the broadcasters, including ABC, have a license granted by us at the FCC, and that comes with it an obligation to operate in the public interest. Elsewhere in the interview, Carr attacked Kimmel as talentless and suggested the late-night comedian's comments displayed some sort of, quote, desperate irrelevance. Is that what we want the FCC to do?
Wait, Bronze brought up a good message. Bronze said Disney has several shows and movies that's a disgrace to kids, but oh no, they not worried about that at all. Wait, they not worried about that. Laughing out loud. Now, let me say this, you guys. Have y'all ever watched some of those Disney cartoons? And they have like these little subliminal messages in there. And it's like, I couldn't even believe some of the stuff. Have y'all ever caught it? I mean, put a yes or put a no. Have y'all ever watched any of the Disney movies where they're saying like, kind of like, like it's like a, if you're a child, you really don't know, but some subliminal messages that are in these movies. Have you guys ever noticed that? Have y'all ever heard it? Check out some of those Disney movies. Y'all, there's some little hidden, stuff up in there. But, and like Bron said, they don't say anything about that. But y'all, let's continue. Hey, Lady D, how are you? Welcome in the building, Lady D. Happy Wednesday. All in says, sorry, Don Lemon. Oh, yeah, Don Lemon, he had something to say. And y'all, Don Lemon, I believe he got fired from CNN too. And then he came on YouTube and started doing his own thing. And he's really taken off. Tammy says, my daughter caught them. Oh, yes, Tammy. Okay, Tammy's daughter caught them. I'm telling you, it's crazy. And these are the things that they are should be really worried about. But they're worried about other things. But y'all, let's continue.
It's a very slippery slope, and there's a pattern. We keep talking about it like it's not happening, and it just keeps happening over and over and over again with folks he disagrees with. I'm a Democrat. I'll say what happened to Charlie Kirk is disgusting. We should have a court. If he did it, he should be prosecuted to every extent of the law. We shouldn't have to say that. That's just common sense. But we also should say the First Amendment matters to everybody, whether they agree or they disagree. And I just think that what we're going through right now is unprecedented. It's unseemly, and I think that it's really getting out of hand because it's just happening more and more and more with folks who disagree.
We do have the clip that Jimmy Kimmel said Monday night. Obviously this is not the entire 8 or 9 minute monologue. This is just one clip of it, but this is what he said.
We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it.
Now, the way that Fox covered what he just said there was Kimmel suggests Kirk assassin was one of the MAGA gang, despite reports of leftist leanings. I don't know that I think that is an accurate description, but they have the First Amendment to write what they want to write.
The job of the FCC is not to regulate and police content. It's not, do we like this? Does this make us comfortable or uncomfortable? I don't like anything about what Jimmy Kimmel said, frankly. I agree with Joe. I find his comments reprehensible, but it's not the FCC's job to say, do we like this or do we not? And the FCC, of course, is a government actor. And I'm thinking sort of off the top of my head here, but if ABC wanted to fight this, clearly they don't because they've made the decision to dispatch or suspend Jimmy Kimmel. If they wanted to fight this, they might have a basis to go into court the same way that law firms have gone into court, and Harvard, among other universities, have gone into court and said, this is an overextension of government power, of executive power. This violates the First Amendment. And again, they can bring that because the FCC is a government actor. But Jimmy...
Now, okay, y'all, put a yes or put a no. Do y'all think Jimmy Kimmel should have got fired? Put a yes or no and then say, let me know if yes or no, or if y'all say no, maybe just his show taken down. Let me know what y'all think in the comment box. I see some yes. I see some what Jimmy say. I see some yeses. I see some no's. Okay. Bron says nope. Some people the chat is going crazy. So I see John says yes. Blaine says yes. Marvin says yes. Victor. John Doe. So there's a lot. Okay, some yes, no. Okay, so this is what I'm saying. Republic. Okay, so we should have a freedom of speech. I mean, some people are saying yes, some people are saying no, and we are okay to agree to disagree, right? Everybody is okay to agree to disagree. It's not nothing that nobody's gonna get hurt, nobody's gonna get injured, but everybody can agree to disagree. Just because you like something, like I said, I always use spaghetti because I love me some spaghetti, y'all. Just because you don't like spaghetti and somebody does like spaghetti, it doesn't, it's your how you feel. If you don't like it, you don't like it. If you like it, you like it, right? It is what it is. But y'all, let's continue listening.
Kimmel cannot do anything against ABC because it's private.
One other thing that the FCC commissioner Brendan Carr did in that interview with Benny Johnson, who, by the way, has said plenty of things that a lot of people find objectionable, is he suggested actually the exact course of action that happened. He said what could happen is local affiliates could complain to ABC about the content, and then those local affiliates could say they're going to refuse to air Jimmy Kimmel Live, and that's actually what happened. Nexstar, which owns a bunch of ABC affiliates, they were the first ones to say in a statement, and Variety broke this news, we're gonna preempt the show. Is there any coming back from this, do you think?
Well, I don't think ABC is canceling him because they're afraid of the FCC. I think they're afraid that they're going to lose whatever audience he has left because that's such an offensive thing he said. As far look, there's so much media.
But I do want to say this, you guys, because as you guys know, with big people like Jimmy Kimmel, like Beyonce, Jay-Z, even like with Trump, of course, even with like Obama, people, if they get on here, just like Don Lemon, he came on YouTube and he's popping. So, I don't know if Jimmy Kimmel has a YouTube, but this is what a lot of celebrities are starting to do. They're starting to get on YouTube and blowing up their own channels on YouTube. I don't know if he's going to do that or if he has that in mind or if he feels comfortable in the space that he's already in doing, the late night shows or whatever, which, whatever he chooses is his business. But this is what a lot of people are, a lot of these famous people are doing. They're jumping on YouTube, blowing up their channels and just doing it because once you work for like a certain entity, a company, they do have the right to, fire you, or keep you, maybe give you a disciplinary action or whatever the case may be, at their discretion. But y'all, let's continue listening to this just a few more minutes and then we'll hop on the next video.
Alternatives at this point. So I think the FCC's the range of authority they have is less and less because there's so many other outlets to reach out to. So if Kimmel wants to reappear somewhere else, he will. I think the point is, though, that, again, when you alienate a part of the population who at some point just stops watching, then you have no incentive to keep whatever left of that audience there is. And then, it just kind of goes down the drain.
Wow. Okay, so let's go to the next video. Hold on real quick, you guys. Let me get the next video like up and ready and going, y'all. How is y'all's? I mean, y'all, it's been going crazy. I'm sorry, y'all. This is crazy. I don't like to be the bearer of bad news, but it's a lot going on, y'all. Y'all know it's a lot going on in these streets, y'all. But let me go ahead and get this other video queued up for you guys. Happy Wednesday, like I said, y'all. It is the middle of the week. Today is Wednesday, and it's getting crazy out here in these streets, y'all. Let me see. Hold on just a second. I don't know why this is acting up. Let me see. Hold up, swole up, y'all. Hold up, swole up. How's y'all's day going? While we're queuing up this video, give me on a scale of 1 to 10. How was y'all's day? How did y'all's day go? Because I didn't do a check. I forgot to do a check. Oh, Kramer says your decorations. Thank you. Yes, we like to celebrate. Look, my decorations right here off the door, it fell, so I got to tape it back up. And then, yeah, we got Halloween. We got the Halloween tree that's spinning. I don't know if it's stuck or not, but let's see. No, it's moving. Y'all see it moving? And then we got this. I'm sorry, this is a real quick. Just a little bit of Halloween. Me and my baby like this. We celebrate Halloween. We just be us just be us in our Halloween costumes like big kids, y'all. We just be like big kids having fun. That's what it's all about though, right? Thank you, Lady D. Thank you guys. Thank y'all. Thank you. But that's what it's about. It's about having fun and living this life. Cause y'all, I'm telling you, stuff be so crazy. You have to kind of like, step away sometimes, I guess. Be in your own little bubble and like kind of, step away from the craziness. Cause, life is too short for all this craziness. But hold on, you guys. I'm trying to load up this video, but for some reason, it's kind of acting crazy. Hold on just a second. Don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere. Hold up, swole up. Okay, let's see. Okay, hold up, swole up. Let's see. Hold on real quick. Okay, there it goes. So this right here is a video of and y'all, if you guys like my channel, subscribe. Tommy says hello from ATL. Hey, how are you? Welcome in from ATL. Where's everybody from? Put in the chat where y'all are from. Where is my family from? Where is my family from? Let's see. Let me skip this right here real quick. Okay, South Texas, Utah, DET, I think Detroit, Oregon, Charleston. Okay. Craven says, already subbed to you, sweetie. Thank you. Okay, we got Galveston. Oh, we got Philly. My hubby's from Philly. Minneapolis, North Carolina, Texas, Brooklyn, Delaware, Arkansas, Lady Z. Craven says Canada. Oh, wow. I've never been to Canada in all of my travels, but I want to go to Canada. King says New Orleans. Shirley says Michigan, first time. Welcome. Thomas says Baton Rouge. Nichols says St. Petersburg. Okay. Cute Ninja says El Paso. George says North Carolina. Okay. Gerald says Columbus, Ohio. Tammy says Jersey. What? Okay, Tammy. Jessica says Delaware with Uber. Oh my God, you is over there with the scammer. Oh Lord, it be a scam alert. Oh my goodness, do you hear the scam alert radars going off on Delaware for Umar Johnson Finesse 3 times? Oh my goodness. Jacqueline says Ireland. Welcome from Ireland. I haven't been to Ireland. Carl B says Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Wow. Hypno says Baton Rouge. Okay, we got a little bit of cousin over there. Hypno and Carl B is from Baton Rouge. Okay. Mish is from Houston. Okay, Nancy is from St. Pedro, California. Wow. Okay, Matthew says yes. Put where you're from. It will make reporting. Oh Lord Jesus, Matthew, don't come in here and start no mess. 6 says North Carolina. San says, hey, I'm new to this life. I'm not a part of your channel or anything, but I'm from Indiana. Welcome, Sam from Indiana. Thomas, Rochester. All right, well, we got Thomas. We got some cousins. Hold on, we got some twins. We got Thomas Hornbeck from Rochester, and then we got Thomas Yosen from Minneapolis. Okay, we got the cousins and the sisters and brothers in the building. Al says the Ville. Okay, Exclusive says Cincinnati. Mr. Cook says from PA. Okay. Jenny says from Guyana, South America. Wow. Chris J says Samoa. Oh wow, I haven't been to Samoa either. Deb says Ohio. King says New Orleans. Alberta says Plant says NJ, New Jersey, y'all. Okay. Yvonne, Vegas. Okay, y'all, we got a lot in the building. So y'all, welcome everybody. We love everybody here at the lounge. So y'all, we have a good time, and our family is big and all over the world. So y'all, welcome in the building. So now we're gonna watch a CNN where it says they never cared about free speech Swisher on Kimmel's pulls indefinitely, definitely from the air. So we're gonna see what is going on in this video, y'all, because I'm telling you, the block is hot, everything is on fire, and we're gonna see what these people have to say. So let me go ahead and get my little, hold up, y'all. Let me get this ready. So y'all, okay, so y'all, we're gonna go and watch another video. And this is, of course, CNN. So let's see what they are saying about this situation, because like I said, this is like really hot on the presses. This is all breaking news, you guys. So let's see what they got to say here on CNN. It says ABC yanks Jimmy Kimmel's show indefinitely after his remarks about Charlie Kirk suspect. So y'all, let's go ahead and get into it. Let's go.
Car, what did he tell you?
And he sent me the gift that we will put on screen, Anderson. It's a picture from the old NBC sitcom The Office of the stars of The Office celebrating some ridiculous moment on the show. So he is celebrating Disney's capitulation here. And I think we should step back and remember.
Wait a minute, wait, hold on. Wait a minute, Brian. We're putting this on the screen, and I just gotta. We can't. This is you. You said this is a tweet you sent. You said I asked the FCC for a response, and the chairman of the FCC sent you this video.
Correct. I then replied and I said, "Do you have anything quotable I can use?" But let me give you the context of that, Anderson. Carr and I have been in touch for months as I've been reporting on the FCC. He's been very aggressive about using the media to try to pressure companies like Disney. I remember he did this right before Christmas. He sent me a letter that he was sending to Bob Iger, the head of Disney, trying to pressure Disney over something else. And earlier tonight, Carr texted me celebrating the fact that Nexstar, the station owner, as you mentioned, who had already pulled Kimmel, he was celebrating and thanking Nexstar for taking that action. You know, Disney was the first company to capitulate to President Trump. Before Inauguration Day, Disney settled that ABC lawsuit in December. That moment.
My baby Jamil Peterson said, "Rest in peace, Jimmy Kimmel, baby. You is a mess." I told you guys, my baby is a comedian. My hubby is a comedian here on YouTube, y'all. Look at Jamil Peterson. He's the one with the blue wrench, you guys. Go and click on his channel, subscribe to his channel, because when I say he is hilarious, he is hilarious, y'all. All right, let's continue.
It emboldens Trump and his allies. In this moment, will embolden them again more.
Kara Swisher, what is your reaction to this?
It's never been easier.
All right,
to
y'all. Let's skip this commercial, y'all. Let's skip the commercial. There we go, y'all. Let's continue.
Carr is rather thirsty for attention. That's one thing, and it's unbecoming a public official. But that's nothing new for him. This is what he does. I mean, I think one thing you're leaving out is Nexstar is trying to do a very large merger with Tegna, and so they will do whatever it takes to satisfy someone.
That's important.
Kind of a toady to Donald Trump.
Right. That's an important point, because that merger would require the approval of the FCC. Correct?
Correct. That's correct. And so they're trying to do anything he can do to shake them down on behalf of Donald Trump. He's doing, which is including these people who are alleged free speech warriors.
My baby said this woman goes in. Oh, wait, goes in, laughing out loud. I think you meant in. Oh, my goodness. All right, y'all, let's listen and see what she has to say. Let's listen to see what her got to say, y'all.
Turned out to be, cancel culture fans. And so, Jimmy Kimmel also tweeted something out saying he was so sorry for this death and we should put aside our differences. He's a comic. Comics should be able to make jokes. I don't understand, of all the people that should have free speech, comics should absolutely have free speech. And so this week has been sort of an object lesson that they never really cared about free speech. They just care about power, and that's what's happening here.
Kara, I just want to put out.
And that's true, because y'all know my baby Jamil Peterson, Mr. I'm Common, he's a comedian. So everybody gets it. If you're black, white, Puerto Rican, whatever, green, yellow, if LGBTQ, whatever, it's all in jokes and fun. It's nothing harsh. It's nothing to be like nasty or mean about. It's just, jokey fun. But, some things, of course, some comedians will push it to the limits, right? My baby maybe he don't. He is just hilarious. But some people do. Some people push it to the limit, y'all, and go a little bit too far. But y'all, let's continue.
Read the statement, or at least part of the press release that Nexstar issued. They said, Nexstar Media Group Inc. today announced that the company's owned and partner television station affiliated with the ABC television network will preempt Jimmy Kimmel Live for the foreseeable future, beginning with tonight's show. Nexstar strongly objects to recent comments made by Mr. Kimmel concerning the killing of Charlie Kirk. Will replace the show with other programming in its ABC-affiliated markets. Mr. Kimmel's comments about the death of Mr. Kirk are offensive and insensitive at a critical time in our national political discourse, and we do not believe they reflect the spectrum of opinions, views, or values of the local communities in which we are located. Continuing to give Mr. Kimmel a broadcast platform in the communities we serve is simply not in the public interest at the current time, and we made the difficult decision to preempt the show. That's the company you're talking about, which is wanting to do this merger.
Yeah. That's correct, and they should have added, and we would really like to do this merger, so we'll do whatever it takes. And then it flows uphill. It's the opposite. It doesn't flow downhill. It flows uphill to ABC, to Bob Iger, who is obviously also suspended Kimmel. And, people do, this happens in companies all the time where people say things and they get fired and this and that. But in this case, it's really a sensitive issue around free speech and comics and others being able to say what they want. And if this week has been anything, it's proof that free speech meant nothing to these people, and this was not their main concern. What their main concern was control of media, and this is yet another step, and they will continue to do so, including the lawsuit against the New York Times, the lawsuit against some publishing houses, and it follows universities and law firms. It's a textbook autocratic takeover.
Wow.
President Trump has just now put something on his social media saying, quote, "Great news for America. The ratings challenge Jimmy Kimmel show is canceled. Congratulations to ABC for finally having the courage to do what had to be done. Kimmel has zero talent."
Wait a minute. Trump been put something. Okay, what is this, y'all? It says, okay, what is that? Truth? What is truth, you guys? Do y'all know what that is? I don't know what truth is, or I don't know what website this is, but Trump put something on. I don't know. What is truth, you guys? Do y'all know what that is? I don't know what that is. I don't know. But anyway, let's continue to listen, because he didn't put some stuff about Jimmy Kimmel is being canceled on this page, whatever truth is. I don't know what truth is, you guys. I have no idea what that is, y'all. I don't know. If it ain't YouTube, if it ain't Instagram or TikTok, I don't know what this is. In X, I don't even have X, but I don't know what that is. But y'all, let's continue listening and see, because Donald Trump on his page, whatever this is on Truth, I've never heard of it. He put this on his Truth page, I guess. But y'all, let's listen.
And worse ratings than even Colbert, if that's possible. That leaves Jimmy and Seth, two total losers on fake NBC. Their ratings are also horrible. Do it, NBC. President DJT. Jeff Toobin, I mean, have we seen anything like this?
No, we haven't. But I think it's important to draw a distinction here. The private companies are not covered by the First Amendment. If ABC wants to fire Jimmy Kimmel or anyone else, that's their business, and the First Amendment doesn't guarantee anyone a place on.
Oh, so he said that's their business. He said that's them people business. Okay, it's their business if they want to fire you or not. Okay, y'all, let's continue. Let's get the likes up. My baby Jamil said Trump called Jimmy Kimmel Kimmel talent. Wait. Trump called Jimmy Kimmel talentless. Oh wow. Oh my goodness. He said he ain't got no type of talent. Oh wow.
Late night television. The problem here is what's going on with the FCC and Carr, who is obviously trying to put pressure on ABC to get rid of Kimmel, and that's completely improper. Whether what he has done across...
Hold on, swole up, y'all. Emma said, bring back Arsenio Hall. Yes, I liked Arsenio Hall. Oh, my goodness. Arsenio Hall, y'all, that was like 11 years ago. Arsenio Hall, I used to, a long time ago, watch Arsenio Hall, and it's been, y'all, a whole lot of centuries ago. But, y'all, let's continue.
The line to a violation of the First Amendment, I don't know. I mean, the facts are changing every few minutes. But the chilling part of this story is what the Trump administration in general is doing with regard to the media. It is using its power, often in the case of regulating mergers and the business aspects of what these companies.
Real quick, did you guys like Arsenio Hall? Put a yes or put a no in the comment box.
Do in a way to extort these companies to toe the line, fire Jimmy Kimmel, crack down on 60 Minutes, force a payment of damages for something George Stephanopoulos said that never should have resulted in a lawsuit. All of this is the government taking action against private companies for speech, and that's really about that implicates the First Amendment.
Well, also we had the president, essentially threatening. I don't know if threatening is the right word, but going after Jonathan Karl and ABC. Just I think it was yesterday. I don't know if we have that video ready to queue up.
Oh wow! So Trump is like, he is Trump going on tour, y'all? I mean, is Trump on shutting them down, shut them down, open up shop tour? I mean, y'all, I don't know what's going on here, but y'all, let's continue. I mean, this is going waka flocka flame, y'all. This is crazy. Let's continue.
But in which he talked about the settlement that ABC gave him, he repeatedly said, "Look, they paid me $16 million." So let's play that.
Wow. Hold on, y'all. Let me skip this commercial, y'all. This is going down, y'all. It is crazy. Let's skip this commercial and then let's get to the rest of the video.
When you look at the conduct that has taken place by Jimmy Kimmel, it appears to be some of the.
What do you make of Pam Bondi saying she's going to go after hate speech? Is that? I mean, a lot of your allies say hate speech is free speech.
We'd probably go after people like you because you treat me so unfairly. It's hate. You have a lot of hate in your heart. Maybe they'll come after ABC. Well, ABC paid me $16 million recently for a form of hate speech, right? Your company paid me $16 million for a form of hate speech. So maybe they'll have to go after you.
It's a perfect illustration of what happens when you capitulate once.
Wow.
You invite more capitulation again.
Stephen, I mean, have you ever seen anything like this?
I mean, you really have to wonder about the future of broadcast television because of this. It's unprecedented, and it's because this is an industry that is dependent on regulation, on government regulation. They get licenses to use the public airwaves, and now they're beholden to the government.
It's also the corporations which own, increasingly it's large corporations which own this, which are particularly vulnerable.
Well, that's why Brandon Carr realizes that's a pressure point, because TV station group owners like Nexstar, the largest one in the country, they are desperate for consolidation. Right now, they're limited to reaching 39% of the country. But tech companies can reach everybody, everywhere. They feel that's unfair. They want to consolidate. They want more stations, and it's the FCC who decides that. Nexstar has to deal to buy Tegna, and certainly ABC is probably looking at its options in terms of combining stations, swapping stations, buying more stations. They all want to do this. They all need FCC approval, and that's a key reason why you're seeing this.
But it's not just broadcast television. It's all of media, including cable, for example. I mean, remember back in the first Trump administration when...
Wait, y'all, hold up, because I'm like kind of old school fashioned. How many of y'all still got cable? How many of y'all still got cable? How many of y'all? How many of y'all still got cable? How many of y'all still got cable? Put a 1 in the chat if y'all still got cable. All right, let's continue.
AT&T tried to buy Time, was buying Time Warner, the parent company of CNN. The Trump administration challenged that. So the Trump administration and any administration has tremendous tools to use if they want to punish broadcasters or any kind of news organizations if they want to use that power. And here we have them using that power over and over again.
Kerry?
Our windows.
Wow. So I see some of you guys have, some people say yes, some people say no. Some people have satellite cable. Hold on, let me skip this commercial, you guys. Some of y'all got satellite, some of y'all got okay, that was the end of that one. Some of y'all have satellite, some of y'all some of y'all have satellite, some of y'all have cable, some of y'all don't have cable. Like, do y'all use the Fire Stick maybe? Like, you know, it has all the different apps and stuff. I mean, there people use a lot of different things, but what if they what they're saying, like what if they do go after like the cable next, like trying to control like that, because it seems like they're trying to control a lot of like the media, like they said, like ABC, you know, probably like CNN, Fox, I don't know, all those people, whatever. But y'all, it's getting crazy, like I said, out here in these streets. And now I'm gonna go and let me cue up the next video, because y'all, this is getting crazy, crazy, crazy. Because today they have put out the text messaging, and they're saying that they don't believe the text messaging situation, y'all. And Candace Owens, I seen her going live earlier, and she's really hurt and devastated because Charlie was like, it seemed like her BFF. From what I understand, I don't know a lot about Candace Owens. I don't even know really nothing about Candace Owens and really nothing about Charlie Clark. But from what it sounds like, they kind of came up together into this like maybe I guess the political news media whatever world together, because I heard her saying they would travel. Charlie would be having like big suits, like I guess I don't know if he was cheap or didn't have money, but he would be traveling and like, you know, throwing stuff in the suitcase. Y'all know some men, they just throw stuff in the suitcase. They'd be like, okay, whatever, shoes, throwing shoes in there. But me, I like to pack mines. Like, it has to be organized. I have to put it in the, you know, everything goes in bags. Everything goes, you know, shoes got to go in a bag. But she was saying that, you know, he was just throwing everything in the suitcase. His suits used to be big. And she was just kind of taking a trip down memory lane. But she was also saying that this situation is not, you know, what it's like really put out there to be. It sounds basically like she's saying it like really, really suspicious, because she was always saying allegedly, 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 allegedly. So she is not going for whatever, you know, they are putting out. But y'all, we're going to watch another video because this lady right here, she's like going ham. She's going waka flocka flame, and she is not going for what they are saying and what they are putting out, which people on the left, people on the right are even saying that this thing with the text messages, it's like, could they have got somebody to, you know, maybe, you know, write a better story? I don't know who wrote this story, but it does sound a little bit or a lot of it. I think a lot of it on that scale. It does sound suspicious because she, what's her name? Candace was saying that she spoke with the, I guess the transgender girlfriend, I think, if I'm saying it right, transgender girlfriend, and the transgender's mother and parents or something, and she was getting like information, but she was saying that is very suspicious, because if I understood her right, she was saying from where where Tyler and the transgender, I believe, girlfriend stayed, it was wherever it was hours away. It was like 4 hours away or something like that. But we're gonna get into this video because they are saying right here, I've had podcast. It says iHip News. It says, did Trump's FBI take these text messages from Kirk's killer? MAGA calls him out. So let's see what they have to say about these text messages, because y'all, this text messaging situation, it came out today, and they are saying that it sounds very suspicious. So I don't know. I need to know y'all's take. It does sound suspicious to me, but I want to know what y'all think. So let's cue this video up and let's see exactly what y'all's thoughts are on the video. So let's see. Let me let me rewind it just a tad bit, because these This lady, she is snapping like a bucket of crabs, y'all. And she is saying that these text messages ain't no way. But y'all, let's continue. Let me turn the camera around and let's go ahead and get on into business, y'all. All right, let's go ahead and see what her got to say, y'all.
You guys, I just want to say I'm calling bullshit on it. I do not think these are legit, and I'm not alone. There are bipartisan calls right now that what the prosecutors receive from the FBI is total
thank you,
bullshit.
Tristan.
It's not making sense. Put this
Hold
up,
up.
Kylie. I am still okay, my love. Now, I have a 22-year-old son. He doesn't speak this way. A little while longer yet is another quote from the letter. Till we died of old age. Grab my unseen, a bit over a week, and then he refers to a squad car. He uses the phrase circle back. He refers to his car as a vehicle. This is just, there's something incredibly fishy about this. I do not trust Kash Patel's FBI. He's a conspiracy theorist. Dan Bongino is a conspiracy theorist. They had podcasts where they trash talked the FBI for 4 years, which was their audition to get this job. Their number one thing is that they are Trump loyalists. I'm just not buying that this kid texted, ever since the election, my dad's been hardcore MAGA. If he and this roommate were in a romantic relationship, why do you have to say that? That would be assumed. Why are you giving all these details about changing clothes? I'm just telling you guys, it stinks to high heaven. I'm not buying it. I don't trust anything that this administration puts out.
All right, y'all. Put a yes or put a no if you guys agree with her. Do y'all think that this text messages are suspicious? I do believe they sound like, from what they sound like, some of the stuff, because I got children. I know y'all got children too. But these text messages, like where they're saying, we'll get into it, but some of the stuff that the text messages are saying, it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't seem like somebody of that age would say some of the stuff. Like, I don't know, but everybody's different. But yeah, let's continue.
They immediately, here's one of the main reasons as well.
Oh, thank you, Monique, for that gift. Thank you so much, you guys. Thank y'all. Thank you. We got 15 gift jewels, and we have $9.99 in a super chat. Thank you very much. Thank you. Tammy says a lot don't add up. Yes, that's what I say too, Tammy. A lot does not add up. Some of the stuff that they were saying in the text messages, I'm like, that sounds like kind of, suspicious. That sounds a bit suspicious. But y'all, let's continue.
From knowing that 22-year-olds don't text like this. One of the main reasons is immediately after Charlie Kirk's murder, there was a organized, coordinated messaging attack on the right, that this was left-wing ideology, that these were leftists that did this. And then within 12 hours, it had swollen into left-wing transgender terror cells.
Now, I do want to say this, you guys, and thank you, whoever said about my lipstick, because my lipstick be all over the place sometimes, but thank you. Okay, let me say this, because y'all remember they have arrested an older guy, then another guy, then they were saying it's like, I kind of felt like they were attacking the LGBTQ group too, to a certain extent, because they were like, oh, it's somebody who's in the LGBTQ, and then that didn't pan out. Then they arrested this 22-year-old person, and then after that, they were saying that he got a transgender girlfriend. So it was just like, are they trying to place a transgender somewhere in the equation? I mean, y'all let me know. Put a yes or put a no. Y'all, let's continue to listen to her.
Before they even had this guy, and here's another tell in this letter, in the text exchange. He says, the roommate allegedly says, I thought they caught the guy. And then Robinson responds, that was some old crazy dude. So let me get this straight. You're worried about the rifle that you reassembled while you're changing clothes and you're texting all these details to your roommate, but you're also logged into your phone analyzing, and you know that some guy was picked up and then released. I don't know that I even knew that at that time. And I'm not trying to allegedly stash a murder weapon. I'm calling bullshit. I don't believe this for a second. I agree with you.
Yeah, see, she said she is calling BS. She said this is sugar, honey, iced tea, and it's not right. That's just what she's saying, which I understand, and I pretty much understand what she's saying, because she's saying, how you doing all this, and then you're texting, and then you do, you know, all. And then another thing, why didn't the boyfriend, why didn't the okay, I don't want to be, I don't know. I don't want to be no disrespectful, but is it a transgender boyfriend or girlfriend? I don't know. Is it? I thought it was a girlfriend, because it says he was going through a change, so that makes him a girlfriend. If I got that right. But anywho, why didn't the transgender girlfriend? I'm gonna say transgender girlfriend. Why didn't she try to stop him from doing this? Like, why didn't she say, no, don't do it? You know, I'm going to call your mom, you know, a friend or somebody, because I don't want you to get yourself in trouble. So, you know, you're going to be going, because they're saying that he's facing the death penalty. So why would why wouldn't the transgender girlfriend not try to say, no, don't do it. This is not good. You're going to go, you know, you're going to go to prison. You're going to go to jail if you do this. Why didn't they? It just, I don't know. It's very, very suspicious. But y'all, let's continue.
It's too convenient, given what you said. The immediate narrative was it was a leftist trans person, but he didn't fit the narrative.
Hey,
White,
lady.
Christian, MAGA, Mormon. It did not fit their narrative, and that's never stopped Donald Trump from lying or corruption before, so why should it now? And moving along, I want to highlight this tweet from Hassan Piker. He says, half the right thinks the messages are fake because it doesn't implicate the trans person. So there's a bunch of people that believe that this is wrong because the messages provide cover for the alleged trans roommate. The other half think.
Okay, Bougie Barbie said she may have tried to talk him out of it. We don't know yet. Yeah, maybe she did try to talk him out of it, and maybe he was just kind of, you know, some people can be very hard-headed. Like, you tell them, no, don't do this, like, don't cross this road, and then they cross the road, and then not till they cross the road and get to the other side, they wish they would have listened. But, you know, some people are very hard-headed when they when it comes to things like that. Some people, they will not listen to you, and they will do whatever they want to do, which in turn, this situation, they're saying that he's facing the death penalty. But y'all, let's continue listening.
The shooter is a patsy because it was Israel that killed Charlie Kirk. Hassan, a leftist, says, I will say the text messages are too perfectly plugging holes for the investigators and unnatural. And what I'm seeing here in Hassan's tweet, you guys, is
I have been diagnosed with Parkinson's.
Hold on. Let's skip this commercial, you guys. Let's skip this commercial. It's getting crazy, y'all.
Bipartisan support. And to fight this fascist regime, it's going to require this. It is going to require people on the far right that have these podcasts and people on the far left to save our Constitution and our First Amendment. And this is the exact same thing that all of these bots and the administration are trying to prevent us from doing. Let's hear from Matt Walsh what he says about this. This is a far-right anti-trans nut job. I am leaning very strongly towards the theory that this text exchange was scripted as a way to absolve the boyfriend. So his big thing is he's anti-trans. It's almost exactly what Walter White did at the end of Breaking Bad. This feels like a strategy they cooked up from watching too much TV. So this is the far-right anti-trans movement. He's calling.
Oh, wow. He said this was scripted. Do y'all see that right here? He said this was scripted. Y'all, do y'all think this was scripted? This whole situation, even though it's sad, like I said, very rest. R.I.P. Charlie. Sad he lost his life. But do you guys think that, like what Candace was saying, that somebody, this was kind of like a setup? Do y'all think that Tyler is like the fall guy? Do y'all think do y'all think it was a setup? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. It just sounds very suspicious in nature. I mean, let's just be for real. Let's be honest. Some of the stuff that was said in these text messages, I'm like, that don't sound right. That just don't sound right to me. But and a lot of people are saying this. It's not only like this lady. There's a lot of people saying this. But y'all, let's continue.
Bullshit on it. Hassan Piker's calling bullshit on it. Jennifer and Pumps are calling bullshit on it. I'm calling bullshit. Next up, we have Steve Bannon of the War
Her is dropping the B bomb, not the F bomb, but the B bomb, y'all.
Room. He's not buying it. Play the clip.
As is presented in Utah, I'm not buying all of it. I'm particularly not buying those text messages. It just seems too stilted, too much like a script, actually a bad script.
Oh,
We've always said that this administration is incompetent, and this is.
Are they saying that they need to get some more journalistic writers? Maybe some good journalists that know how to do or whoever creates stories. Maybe some authors or whoever, I don't know, whoever knows how to write stories. Do they need to hire somebody else to write a better story than the way that this story went down? I mean, I don't know, y'all. Let's continue.
And this is the highlight of this incompetence. But what's so sad about this is incredibly dangerous. This is a wild time to live in the United States, and they have eroded the institution so much that within 9 months, I don't believe an effing word coming out of the FBI. Not one word, because Cash Money Patel is blindly loyal to the cult leader. And then behind the cult leader, you've got the failed drag queen, smoky eye sociopath, Little Smokey. And then it gets even darker. You get to Palantir, you get Elon Musk, you get to these very dark forces. There are people on the far right that see this. They see that people that are more powerful, with more money, with more nefarious intents than
All right, Jared says Candace is emotional. Hey, Queen Shay, how are you? Welcome in the building. Y'all, welcome in the building, y'all. Happy Wednesday, y'all. Our world is into turmoil. I don't know what to say. I mean, it's just going crazy, y'all. It is really going crazy. Bougie says she means JD Vance. Oh, okay. See, Bougie Barbie, you know a lot of this stuff. I don't listen to. Let me turn the camera. I don't keep up with politics. I did not even know of Charlie Kirk. I didn't know about him. I've never heard of him before. Never heard anybody, because I don't like I said, I'm not into politics at all. So when they said this happened, I was like, who is this person? I've never heard of him. I've heard of Candace before. I see her here on YouTube sometimes, but I don't listen to her. Maybe I've listened to her like maybe very, very, very few times, but I don't know. Tammy says me either. Yeah, Tammy, I don't do politics. I don't get all up in the weeds when it comes to this, but some people do. Some people like politics. A lot of people do. I know a lot of people, that like are really into politics. They know a lot of, the politicians, a lot of, was centered, all that stuff. They get into it, but I don't get into it. So I didn't know who he was until, he passed away. And they started talking, of course, and then it kind of really went like walk a flock of flame. But y'all, let's finish listening.
Walsh and Steve Bannon, they see that they are sucking up to Trump, and they have the bank account that Trump is impressed with. And so there is a very weird time right now where we all need to focus on, because I believe we're at a precipice. I believe it's going to take some level of bipartisan voices to save this democracy. And I'm starting to see that this could possibly happen, because if the right wing is calling bullshit on the FBI that they wanted to take over.
Oh, yeah. Queen Shay said it was nice to see you on Queen's channel. Thank you, Queen Shay. Yes, we went and we did a collab yesterday. We had a really great show last night with Queen Ahmadiyya Shakur. She's a great content creator here. Actually, we met at the Diddy trial. And ever since the Diddy trial, we were in the courtroom together. We hung out a little bit together at the courtroom, outside the courtroom. And we had a great time. And also, you guys, just a side note too, off this real quick, just a couple of seconds away, off of this. So yes, I met Queen at the Diddy trial. We were in the courtroom together. And yesterday made 1 year that Diddy's been locked up. So yesterday was the 16th. He's been officially locked up for 1 year. He has a court case coming up on the 25th, and then he has his sentencing on the 3rd of October. So y'all stay tuned for that. Me and my hubby went down there. We were boots on ground at the Diddy trial. So we got to actually be in the courtroom. We sat a few rows behind Diddy's mother, and then we went to we seen Diddy, which y'all, he looked like, the Santa Claus that stole Christmas like maybe 40 years ago. He looks like Diddy Glover. That's why my hubby Jamil calls him Diddy Glover, because Danny Glover, because he does look like Danny Glover with all his hair is gray. Y'all know in that MDC there is no hair dye allowed. So maybe he didn't have enough black markers to try to color his hair. I don't know, but y'all, that's yeah. So yeah, thank you very much, Queen Shay, for that. But y'all, let's continue.
This is a window that we cannot close the door on. Here's Candace
Tammy
Owens.
says,
She's
yay.
from the Israel camp. Greg, we need to talk.
Uh-oh. Why I turn the camera back and it's already trying to give me a commercial, y'all? What's going on here? What is going on? What is going on? Okay.
Doctored is what I would say. They're doctored. Now, they could decide why they're doing that. Tyler's being forthcoming. We're protecting him in some capacity. I find that to be unacceptable. Okay? Unacceptable. I want every single text message. I want timestamps. It is conspicuous.
Candace says she wants the timestamps. She want to know when the people went to use a bathroom. She want to know when the people turned the key to go and come from the house, wherever they were staying at. She need to know what was in the backpack. She says she need to know everything, y'all. Her needs to know everything, y'all. She is harder than fish grease. She is upset because y'all, like I said, I did not know Candace and Charles Kirk were like pretty much BFF. She saw them singing together, hanging out together, and y'all, it seems like they came up together. And if I'm wrong, y'all let me know. But this is what I gathered from just watching a very little bit of Candace talking about Charlie Kirk. But y'all, let's continue.
That you are not telling us when this was sent, because it sounds like it's when the campus is on lockdown and he's got to go back, he's got to clean up, and then all of a sudden we're in the next day when his dad is getting clued in after the picture's been released. They're not telling us that, okay? And you have a right to be a little bit uncomfortable about that, because I'm a lot of bit uncomfortable about that. We need full answers.
Okay, so you have exactly what Hassan said. More of her clips, she goes into thinking that this is a false flag from Israel, that the Israelis are all over it. You have the anti-trans people, the Matt Walsh, that think that it was that their whole narrative the last few days have been that it is a trans terror cell that was activated. These sleeper cells of trans people, which if you know trans people, they're just trying to live and not draw attention to themselves, because
and that is true. That is true. A lot of the transgender, they just want to live their life in peace. They chose, they are who they are, respectfully so. They don't want no problem. Like, they don't want no smoke in the city. They just want to, live life like the rest of us. But y'all, let's continue.
But he's so fucking mean to them. And so then I think the truth is this. I think you have an completely incompetent and corrupt FBI that's 1000% beholden to Kanks. And they are desperate to make this narrative fit that this is left wing, because they want to erode civil rights. And here's why they want to do it. Kanks is tapped out, you guys. He's working on retrofitting his private plane that was a gift from Qatar. He's working on his ballroom. He's redecorating the Oval Office. He has this new patio club that he's opened up.
Oh, yeah, Trump did say that, y'all. When he came up off that airplane And they were asking him questions right after this had happened. And he's like, yeah, we're going to get the brand new ballroom built over here on this side of the White House. Are we doing this? I was like, oh, my goodness. Wow. Okay. I mean, you know, everybody reacts to things different. You know, my baby Jamil Peterson, Mr. I Am Comedy says, smash the like button, everybody. Jay Brown says, Candace got on Israel, dearrangement syndrome. I don't know, y'all. What is her problem, y'all? What is her problem with Israel? Because she calls what's his name? Is it Benjamin Netanyahu? She calls him Bibi. So I don't know if that's like you know, his nickname that she gave him, or that's his nickname that he goes by. I don't know, because like I said, I don't get into politics. But she was saying that, you know, she didn't trust him, and, you know, because he did a video about Charlie Kirk, and she was saying she didn't trust him. She was like, no, I don't trust him, and and blah. She was like, I mean, y'all, she is really, I mean, she is like, I mean, turned into like a whole FBI, CIA agent. It sounds like, I mean, she wants to know everything. She wants to know everything. She want to know what time this happened, where this happened. She want to know everything. But y'all, let's continue listening. Let's continue.
He didn't give a shit about all this stuff. But Lil Smokey is there, chomping at the bit, perched and ready to pounce on this presidency. He has no riz. He cannot keep the cult together. So they need to have all of the power consolidated in the executive.
Okay, Bill Lively said, been calling him BB for years. Okay, does Candace call him BB? Because I just usually hear them say Benjamin Netanyahu, if that's correct. Because like I said, I don't listen to politics, but I know some of these names kind of vaguely. But I don't listen and get all into the meat and potatoes about that. So is this Candace's nickname for Benjamin Netanyahu, BB? Or is a lot of people know him as BB? I don't know, because I just found this out like yesterday. But y'all, let's continue.
Before Kanks, who is like 80, 90 years old, biology is going to catch up with him. Another thing that's interesting, Bill. Ruth Ben-Ghiat has talked about how when the dictator starts showing signs of weakness health-wise, the cult starts eroding. So keep an eye on that.
Okay, Bougie, thank you. Okay. Then it says, Sheila says, no, he made a video and turned it into Israel. Nothing to do with Kirk's actual death. Okay, yeah, so I seen the video and he was saying something, but I think he was saying something about Kirk, I believe. But let's continue. Let's continue.
We have the bruised hands that are cover up. We have the swollen ankles. We have the clear dementia that this man that we're seeing, that he sometimes doesn't know what's going on. A lot of the time doesn't know. And so you see these other actors around him putting things into place. And I think that this is a time and this is so dangerous.
And y'all, I don't know who she is either. It says her channel is iHip News. A lot of these people I've never seen, never heard before, y'all. This is just coming across my YouTube feeds, and then I'm sitting there listening to the videos, and I'm like, oh wow, okay. So I don't know who she is either. I don't know who she is. It says iHip right here at the top of the page. iHip News. iHip News. So I don't know who she is. Never heard of her until an hour or two before my live started. But y'all, let's continue.
Because these right-wing podcasters exist because of shit talking, trash talking. Is it crazy? Is it insane? Yes, but this is a freak.
Wait, put a yes in the comment box if you guys know this lady, or put a no. I don't know who she is. I don't know her name. It just says iHip News on her channel. So I don't know who she is. Never seen her, never heard of her before. So I don't know. But I just chose because what she was saying about the text messages being so suspicious. Okay, we got some people. 2 watchers says yes. C says, I don't know. Tammy says, nope, never seen her. Me either, Tammy. King's Princess says yes. Okay, some people do know her. Okay. Lori says she's a comedian with a podcast with her friend. Her name's Jenna. Oh, okay, Lori said, okay. Okay, yeah, so some people know, some people, okay, don't. So, okay, y'all, let's continue. Okay, Bougie Barbie says yes. Bougie Barbie, you know everybody. Hold on, I need to get spun up on all this stuff. I've been, look, researching on other things in life, besides politics. I be trying to figure out Dr. Sebi stuff and making creams and lotions for the eczema, nieces and nephews. I need to be in these political streets. I see I'm in the wrong sector. But y'all, I'm just playing. This politics does not like, I'm not into politics. It doesn't like, I'm not really interested, I guess. But y'all, let's continue.
It is. We exist over here. We try earnestly our best to report facts and then our opinions on those facts. And I'm not accepting this shit as facts. And here's another tweet of some libs analyzing.
Now,
podcast with Riverside.
While this is going on, this commercial, skip this commercial. Now, somebody said that she's a comedian. Is she funny, or I don't know? Bougie said you good. We like the Umar stuff too. Oh yeah, we keeping our foot on Umar. Umar, for that's 3 times. We have not taken our foot off of your neck, sir. So we gonna continue every day doing Umar content because we waiting for him to say something. But y'all, I think the cat done got his tongue. He don't want to come out and say nothing. We trying to figure out where he didn't what he didn't did with all these people's money, scamming all these people out of $1.6 million plus. I mean, on the short end of the spectrum. But y'all, let's continue.
I try not to be a conspiracy theorist, but I have a really hard time believing in a short text exchange. The alleged shooter makes his confession, confirms location of the weapon, confirms the type of the weapon, confirms it was wrapped in a towel, confirms his motive, exonerates the decoy, George Zinn. That's what I think too. He
Bronze said white liberal women always been the minorities. Okay. All right. Jared says because she is obviously unhinged. Y'all is a mess. Oh my goodness. Y'all is the best in the chat. Y'all is hilarious, y'all. But we all do it in fun. We love everybody here at the lounge. Like I said, no matter what your race is, you can be white, you can be chocolate, you can be red, you can be yellow, you can be pink, you could be peach, whatever color you are, whatever, your sexuality, whatever your religion is, we don't care. We love everybody here at the lounge. But y'all, let's continue.
Exonerates that guy, admits to the bullet engraving. So he even says in this text exchange, remember when I was engraving on the bullets? Like, he's covering up too many holes. This is not somebody who's on the run trying to get away with murder. Remember my dad's super MAGA. Remember when I spend all my spare time engraving bullets that I'm later going to use for a murder? He confirms.
Yeah, now that y'all put a yes or no. Does that sound kind of suspicious? Like, who is taking the time to engrave some bullets? Does that sound a little suspicious to y'all? I mean, I don't know. Maybe we got some people who do hunting in the building. I don't know. We got a lot of people in the building. Do y'all think that engraving some bullets, do y'all find that to be suspicious? Any hunters? Or Tammy says, kinda. Yeah, I kind of do too. I mean, I don't know. Denise says it's a setup. Dan said crazy liberals do that. I am Sin says crazy is what crazy does. I don't know. I like who, if you know, how can I explain this one? You going to the range, you're going to shoot a gun, and it's like, why in the world do they take the time to engrave something that is going to explode and not be? Now, I can see if it was like a cup or, something that is going to be used over and over and over again. You know what I'm saying? But a bullet, when it's going to be only shot one time, it doesn't make sense to me. But, that's just how I feel. I just find it to be very, very suspicious. I'm just saying. Bougie Barbie said, yeah, it's so suspicious. Yes, it's crazy. It's crazy. But y'all, let's continue.
It's the wardrobe change. He confirms how long he's been planning it, discloses the existence and location of a now destroyed, pre-written confession note, randomly tells his boyfriend that his dad is a diehard MAGA, as if he wouldn't already know, given the nature of their relationship, and is worried about his dad/grandpa being upset if he doesn't come home with the rifle. Not the fact that he just used it to commit a murder. Not to mention a 22-year-old terminally online Zoomer using phrases like squad car, drop point, swept the area, my vehicle, till I died of old age, my old man. I'm not buying it. I think this is complete and total bullshit. I think this is the exact FBI that Trump wanted. He wanted to.
She is dropping the B-bombs. That's almost seems like her favorite word, the bull sugar honey iced tea. She loves the bull of the sugar honey iced tea. Tammy says sometimes when it looks and quacks like a duck, it ain't one, period. I know, right, Tabby? This is crazy. I'm telling you, this is very, very suspicious to me about these text messages and about certain things. But you guys, did y'all know also that the cops, they did, it was like a cop or the what is that called? The guys that work at the prison, the sheriffs. So they did a briefing earlier, and then you guys, they were talking about how they gave him water, and I'm talking about Tyler Robinson. When they brought him over there for questioning, they left him in the room. Then they said they gave him some water. I was like, did y'all give him some Popeye's chicken with some red bean and rice? Did y'all give him some ice cream? Did y'all give him the number 3 on the McDonald's menu? I mean, they said they didn't put him in no handcuffs, and then they said they took him out the jail and transported him to another jail at 2:00 in the morning. Now, we know that sometimes they move inmates, yes, rightfully so, depending, because this is a high profile, situation. But y'all, can y'all tell me if y'all, let me say, if y'all kind of, I don't want to say put yourself in this situation, but you can say, if that were me and I did this, I will be in the handcuffs, the shackles. You know how they be sitting you down in the room where you sitting at the desk, and then they got your hand, and then they got it like shackled to the door, to the wall, where they got the handcuffs on the wall or the handcuffs on the table, and you're not going nowhere. And then they'd be like, no, what do you want to drink? And then they probably bring you like a little small cup of water. You thirsty? Okay, drink that. They said they didn't handcuff him. They gave him some water, and they let him sit like on a comfortable couch. They said they made sure that he was comfortable. I'm like, why is this boy entitled to being comfortable after he did this, killing? Can y'all tell me, does that make sense to you guys? This guy is being handled with white glove service with the sheriffs at the jailhouse for this situation. I was like, he just unalived somebody and he's getting this special treatment. Like, that didn't sound right to me. Like, no. If it was me, anybody else, oh man, we wouldn't. They probably would left us in the what's it called, the interrogation room for 12 hours. You probably had to pee on yourself. You probably sitting there thirsty, hungry, and they probably forgot about you. You then took a nap and then woke up hours later and you still there. I'm telling you, it was crazy when they said that. But y'all, let's continue listening.
To destroy the enemy from within. He campaigned on it. One of the enemies from within was a FBI department that I believe tried to be truthful and find facts, and he put 2.
Kitty says suspicious. Yes, it's very suspicious. Come on, y'all, think about it. If this was me or you and we did this, we just unalive somebody, they're not going to be trying to handle us with the white glove service. They're not good. They said they they put him on the couch and they made sure that he was real comfortable. Oh, they gave him a bottle of water and they did this, and then they moved him from one jail to another at 2:00 in the morning. I'm like, where do they do this at? I mean, y'all, come on, for real. Hello, this does not sound like somebody who just, killed somebody the way he did at this college in front of all these college students, and you're giving him like this special treatment. How does he deserve special treatment when he just did this to this man? This crazy. But y'all, let's continue.
Dipshit podcasters in charge of the FBI. I'm calling bullshit from top to bottom on this whole thing. Two things have stuck out to me about this whole thing. In terms of
wait, okay, Shalina, if I said your name right, Shalina said the father asked for the money to go to the Kirk family. Oh, wow. Because there was, I think, was that 100, and correct me if I'm wrong, you guys. Was there 100, there was 100K, what's it called, reward? Wasn't there 100K reward? I mean, this sounds crazy. I don't know, y'all. This sounds very, very suspicious, y'all. I don't know. But y'all, let's continue.
Read the written confession that has disappeared. That, to me, spells cover up a mile away. Because if it was, I am a trans person that inscribed bullets against Donald Trump, it would be wall-to-wall coverage on every news station. And I also look at this and I think, here's the FBI. The most obvious answer cannot be the true one because it does not fit the
yes. Tempo says, remember they took Dylan Roof to go to get a burger? Yes. They took him through the drive-thru, and they was like, what you want? You can get the number 3 and the number 4. You can go extra large on both. Did you want an apple pie to go too? I mean, y'all, they handle him with, white glove service too. And this is crazy. It just kind of makes you think, like, what is really real with all of this? Because the text messages, like I said, they don't sound right. Like, how are you doing all of this stuff? You doing all of this stuff, and in the midst of you, running across the roof. And then y'all know what got me too? That was very questionable and very, very suspicious. Like Ray just said, very, very suspicious. Do y'all know what's very, very suspicious to me? When they arrested 2 people and they let them go, and they were both older men. And the first or second one, he was an older man, and they were like, they were running across the roof and this. And I'm like, this older man could not even do all what a 22-year-old person could do. I mean, this man, he looked like he was trying to change his the pins. They had his pants pulled down. They had him handcuffed and everything. But somebody said, one of my subscribers said that allegedly that he was yelling and saying, I'm the one who did this. I'm the one who did arrest me or something like that. I mean, I don't know. I didn't hear that. But these situations with these arrests, that was very questionable. I was like, they arrest the old man? How is an old man going to be on the rooftop running and carrying a gun and doing all this stuff? I was like, he can't even run and walk, even brisk walk for 3 seconds without huffing and puffing, let alone be jumping off the roof of a building. And then they were claiming to be, it's a transgender. They trying to put a transgender somewhere in the equation. And then next thing you know, 22-year-old Tyler, his girlfriend. Look, my nieces and them used to say, my nephew used to say girlfriend. Not the girlfriend with the G, but the girlfriend was a transgender woman. Now, does that make sense to y'all? I'm just saying, this whole story is very, very suspicious.
Narrative that Donald Trump and the right wants, exactly for the reasons you mentioned. They refused to allow this to be a kid that was too online, that got radicalized, that goes right down the data, 75% right-wing extremism. They do not want to do that
And
okay, a lady said the FBI showed up saying we got them and they didn't do anything. Wow. Yeah, I'm telling you, y'all, this is very, very suspicious. Maybe it's a little spooky. Halloween is around the corner, y'all. I mean, I don't know, y'all. This is a little something, just something, just ain't right. Something is not right up in there, y'all. But let's continue, y'all.
entertain that because it doesn't fit their narrative. So this whole thing, like you said, this is a prosecution's dream. Never does the defendant confess to everything in a text message. This is a defense lawyer's dream because they have just released all of this evidence.
This is Window
Uh-oh, we got a commercial.
offering a
Hold up.
lifetime warranty on every replacement.
Hold up, swole up. Let's get this commercial out of here. All right.
To the jury pool. And I'm just going to say this. Does this kid, does he get a good lawyer? Does he make it out of prison? Now they're already saying he's on suicide watch. We knew what happened to Jeffrey Epstein under Trump's care. I question everything about this. And I always go back to immediately after Charlie Kirk was murdered, there was a coordinated across podcasters from the government to politicians, a coordinated within an hour or two, blaming the entire thing on this imaginary left-wing transgender terror cell, because they know that's the one thing. You have the entire country falling apart. This man is pulling underwater on immigration. That was his big thing. This man is underwater on everything. I don't trust any information coming out about this whatsoever, and here's why. Put up the post. Ron Filipkowski tweeted this with no words.
Oh, wow.
And for the listener, this is Kash Patel, who spells his name K $.
Y'all, tell me this is not so. Hold up, swole up, y'all. Tell me this is not so. Tell me this is not so. Not the head of the FBI looking like this. What in the Waka Flocka Flame? I mean, y'all, y'all see him had the K the money sign with the H? Do y'all see it? Oh my goodness. And this is the head of the FBI? James Comey, what happened, James Comey? Do we need to reinstate you, James Comey? I'm just saying, Anonymous said 1995 is calling. Y'all, does he look like a gangster? I mean, does he look like he is like walking on like down like in New York or something? Like you would never think that he's the head of the FBI? Is this his incognito outfit for busting people up or something? I mean, he looked like he's a cool. Look at his sleeve, y'all. He even got it on it. So is that his brand? Okay, KSH, and then he got it right here on his hat. Oh, he think he's a cool cat. Okay, Kash Patel, you's a cool cat. Okay, you got the gear on. I mean, you got the hoodie. I mean, the hat. I mean, are we doing? Are you listening to Lil Wayne or maybe Kanye West or who y'all think he's probably listening to? Kanye West? Not P. Diddy, maybe Jay-Z. I mean, who is he bumping to on his mission to wherever he's going? Y'all look in the back. He has his brand. Look, the KSH. Can y'all see that? KSH. I mean, he has the KSH. Oh my goodness, y'all. Do y'all see that? I mean, y'all, this is the FBI. I did not know this is the FBI. I mean, everybody, I'm not hating. I'm just saying, if you guys were to see him on the street, would y'all think that he was an FBI person? I mean, everybody is their off time, and whatever people do on their off time is their business. But I'm saying, I would never thought that if I see somebody on the street like this, I would have never thought that they was like the head of the FBI. I mean, would y'all? I mean, I'm just saying. Tammy says he's listening. wait, hold on. Tabby says he's listening to G to the not like us. Oh my goodness, y'all! He looked like he is like, I mean, like a cool cat. I mean, he looked like a cool cat. Like he is, like, bringing this is giving me, like, I don't know, maybe like the 80s 90s or something type of vibe. I mean, I don't know. A lady said he's very unprofessional. I don't know. I don't know. But he got his little gear on. Okay, all right. He got his street gear on. Maybe he's going to fight some street violence or something. I mean, I don't know. But y'all, let's continue.
H, and here he is in a camouflage skull with a Santa hat. This is the guy that's running.
No, she didn't say the Santa Claus hat. Did she say the Santa hat? I am weak. Tabby says, is he undercover or what, Tabby? I'm trying to figure out, is this his undercover gear that he goes out in the streets with? I don't know. I this is my first time seeing this. So I did not know. Kinsey says, Thug, I've never seen this picture. Have y'all ever seen this picture of him? I mean, he got the brand. I mean, he's all branded up. I mean, man, look at, he's got the brand. I mean, he got the hats. He got the army fatigue hats, the flag. Then he got some patches. I mean, he is doing it over there. But y'all, let's continue listening to this last little bit of IHIP.
FBI. This is it. This is a wholly unqualified conspiracy theorist podcaster running the FBI. I don't believe any of it. And within my doubts, there are doubts on the far right, the people that I played here. I feel that we are in such a dangerous time. We did an episode a couple of days ago discussing Stephen Miller's plans. Everybody's heard what Pam Bondi's been saying. Everybody's heard what Lil Smokey's been saying. Everybody knows what Donald Trump's been saying. We're at a time where if we are going to save this country, we are going to have to unite with people that we agree about the First Amendment with to save it. And that's going to be having some very strange bedfellows. But at the end of the day, we are all Americans. And it's interesting to me that all of these foreign bots, and one other thing that I just have to say before we sign off. Do you remember during the press conferences, they said they were working with foreign intelligence? That was really interesting. So I plan to do more research on that so that I am completely read on that. But I just think this stinks to high heaven. I'm calling bullshit, complete, total, utter bullshit on all of it. I don't buy a word of it. All right, we'll be back later with more news. We'll see you all later.
Oh Lord, she was dropping the bull of the sugar honey iced tea. That part right there, she was dropping that like it was dropping it like a hot potato. But y'all, this situation is going crazy, of course, all over social media. People are losing their jobs. People are being basically kind of like, to a certain extent, told that they can't just say anything, but some people can. And I don't think it's right. Everybody should have the right to say what they want to say, as long as they're not like trying to incite no riot, as long as they're not trying to hurt anybody, sending any threats or whatever. That's never good. That's not right. And I don't never ever agree with anybody losing their life over something that they believe in. But y'all, it's come to this this climate that people are getting fired, people are losing their jobs, their livelihoods, and all of this other stuff. But it's like a time that you have to be careful, and putting your hands on people is just not it. Pow people is not it either. But y'all, we have to just be careful. We just gotta let that lay all those differences to the side and come together as Americans over here and act like we got some sense, act like we can agree to disagree and just move on. it is what it is. But y'all, we gonna find a song to go out with. Let me see what we gonna find. Let's see what we gonna go find to go out. Let's see. Let's go to I wanna probably play. Let me see. Layla. Maybe I play Layla Ali again. Layla Hathaway again. Cause y'all know that's my song. Yeah, I guess we'll do coasting on the way out. But y'all, thank you guys for stopping in. I appreciate it. A lady says agree. Yeah. I mean, do y'all agree with me on that? I mean, can we all agree to disagree respectfully? I mean, I think that we can. You know, it's like, it doesn't have to be a drag out, you know, fight, argument. People, you know, getting unalive from this. It doesn't have to be all of that. It shouldn't be all of that, you know, but, you know, just getting crazy. That's all I got to say. It is crazy. Bougie Barbie says, thanks, Lounge. Great show. Thank you, Bougie Barbie. Thank you so much. And thank everybody. Thank my mods. Thank everybody in the building. Thanks for the super chat. Thanks for the gifts. Thank you guys for y'all's time. If you guys like the channel, subscribe to my channel. We are growing and growing. But thank you guys so much. And y'all, we gonna play. Anonymous says salute. Hey, Anonymous, I know you was here in the background. I mean, you and Tammy was doing y'all's thing. My greatest mods, y'all. Love you guys. But y'all, let's listen to some Boney James and Layla Hathaway going out. Y'all, have y'all ever heard? Put a 1 in the chat. Tammy says, night, 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 night. I am Sin says, thank you. You're welcome. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys heard of Layla Hathaway and also Boney James. Boney James is a saxophone player, and y'all, him is fire. I don't know if you guys see him, but this is Boney James, and he's playing the saxophone. And I think, wait, let me see. That's Layla Hathaway. And then this is Boney James on the saxophone. And y'all, I love this song. I'm always playing it. Okay, I see some 1s in the chat. Okay. And a lady says, thank you. Have a great evening. A good evening. You as well. Bougie Barbie says 1, both. Yes, I love them. But y'all, let's listen to them on our way out the building, y'all. Thank y'all. And y'all, let's go ahead and let's play some Boney James and Layla Hathaway, y'all. Thank you guys so much, y'all. Lead with love, peace, and tranquility. And y'all, you know, it's easy just to agree to disagree with people. You know, no matter what they say, you know, let people say what they want to say. Don't let it affect you. Don't let it affect your day. Don't let it get you upset, riled up, and, you know, taken out of your you know, out of your normal mindset. You know, just stay positive. Don't let this stuff get to you. And you got to sometimes press the ignore button, y'all. We got to press the ignore button sometimes. You know, that's the easiest way. It's easy to deal with people when you have, you know, a strong sense of like, I'm going to press this ignore button. I am not about to be listening to you and your shenanigans, even though, you know, we can agree to disagree. But, you know, I'm not going to let you get me all riled up. Don't let people get you riled up because it's not worth it. Don't let nobody get your blood pressure up. Ain't nobody got time for that. Tell them to go have a seat. But y'all, lead with love, peace, and tranquility. Y'all be careful out there. Keep y'all's head on the swivel because y'all, I mean, you can go outside, something can happen. You can go to Walmart, drop them children off at school. Y'all could be out there playing bingo in the bingo hall, at Walmart, at the grocery store, at the mall, at church. You know, I mean, wherever. You don't know what's going to happen because people are crazy these days. So y'all just stay vigilant. Be careful. Oh, yeah, thanks, Bronze. Bronze, my other mob for the night. Bronze, I thought you was going already. But yeah, so just be easy. Be easy. And stay prayed up. Psalms 91, if y'all, you know, believe in God, you know. But, yeah. We'll do it again tomorrow, y'all, and we'll see what happens tomorrow. Because, I mean, people are getting let off their jobs. Their livelihood is being taken. We don't know what's next. But, y'all, stay positive, you know. Stay positive. Keep your head on the swivel. And, y'all, we see y'all mañana otra cosa. Have a good night, y'all. Have a good night. Get some rest. Hey, Ray Keisha. We got Ray Keisha and D-Dot. They came in all right when I was about to end. But y'all can catch me on the replay. And if y'all are on the replay, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, subscribe to my channel. But y'all, we gonna do it again tomorrow. So I see y'all. Night night. Sleep tight, y'all. Good night.